ain't getting your money back. Hey, me. You ain't getting your money back. That shit. Oh, who was on there talking shit? DJ and Billingsley. Child, he a woman, and any man, you a man in women. Get your ass off this live.
That's Jay White, or Janae White, also known as the Credit Goddess, promoted as a prominent businesswoman out of Duval County, Florida, with 8 businesses and over 50 Airbnbs. If you missed the previous video, the link is below for you to catch up. But in today's Boss Chicks edition, we're going to take a look at a few of the people who said they were scammed by this woman. 3 of them alone lost $100,000. Just 3 of them. So when the attorney initially said it could be a $200,000 scam, I would say it's at least $1 million. Because these 3 alone account for $100,000. And as previously mentioned, you have over 50 reports filed already. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and get into it.
Now to a News 4JAX I-Team investigation into a well-known Jacksonville entrepreneur accused of fraud, prompting her investors to file lawsuits with claims of bad business practices by her investors.
Janae White is the CEO of 8 different companies in Jacksonville, including the J. White Business Center, which offers credit repair services and credit education courses to customers. She's also CEO of J. White Enterprises, Luigi's Concrete and More, J. White Marketing Incorporated, J. White Construction Incorporated, J. White Properties and More, J. White Institute, and Free Game by J. White. The Attorney General, the office has confirmed, has received multiple fraud complaints against some of her businesses.
Consumer investigator Tiffany Salome talked with 3 different people who invested a combined $100,000.
It started off with a business relationship, and then I did the mentorship program. And like I said, she has a very infectious personality.
Raven Griffin met Janae White in 2021 after enrolling in her business credit program.
So we went to each other's birthday parties. She met my family. Like, it was a very commingled relationship. So it was really crazy how everything played out.
So you trusted her?
Yes.
She said infectious personality. In my part 1 video on this, I discussed that personality that they're attracted to. That's the boss chick diva personality. It's flamboyant, it's flashy, and that's how these kind of victims get sucked in. And I know it's crazy because she really believed the woman was her friend. She had her meet her family. And yeah, if you're getting personal and meeting family members, you more than likely consider that person to be a friend. Like I've been saying for years though, a lot of you think you have friends, but you don't. Don't worry, I'm not gonna go there today. That's a whole different lesson.
Griffin says Janae White broke her trust shortly after she gave her $10,000 as a silent investor.
So over 3 programs with her, I spent over $22,000. And the mentorship program itself, over $10,000. And then on top of the legal fees, that spent over $7,000 and counting.
The contract promises investors to locate and purchase a property, renovate and sell it. Raven, as the investor, would get 70% of the profits at the time of sale. But there's one small problem. Griffin says she never got an investment property, and those she did see.
And a lot of the properties that we end up seeing were not first-time flipper friendly. They were completely dilapidated, from termite infestations to having issues with galvanized piping, roofing situations, like permit pulling type of things.
9 months later,
I realized all of the things that we agreed to in our initial contract were not going to be able to be done.
And that's when you got a lawyer?
Yes.
This is an intentional fraud to this scheme, or this is an overcommitting or overzealous representation of capacity.
Chris Dempsey is Raven's attorney. He says dozens of others have lost their money as well.
It's a mess. I've never seen anything like it.
Dempsey says there's a potential for a class action lawsuit with 2 possible schemes at work: a real estate mentorship program and an Airbnb investment program.
Of course, Janae isn't the only one doing this, but it doesn't make it right still. You have all these fake guru programs all over the internet, and if people are getting scammed, all of them should be held accountable. It's just ridiculous that somebody with almost no experience or very little experience can mentor somebody. No different from these fake relationship coaches up here giving relationship advice and they're single or divorced. Divorce their husband, then come on social media looking for attention, speaking on relationships when she failed in her own relationship. She's not the only one either. Talking about women this, women that, and you're the Jezebel you're talking about. Just unqualified. So yeah, there are a lot of scammers in every industry. These real estate and credit repair scammers, they could have 1 year of watching videos and then they think they have real valid experience to be able to charge somebody $10,000 to mentor them. And her former friend here is saying that she's creating these partnerships when she knows she won't be able to fulfill the agreement without the experience and money to see it through.
We talked with Buddy Wilson and Andre Romano, who both invested money into what was advertised as a short-term investment opportunity. Contracts show they paid a one-time administrative and setup fee of $7,000 to Janae White for a turnkey Airbnb property. Monthly rent and other fees would be deducted from their profits. Both tell me they were promised profits of $1,000 or more each month for each Airbnb unit they invested in.
How many units total did you invest in and how much money total?
8 units total, $56,000.
And how much money were you hoping to profit off of that investment?
Somewhere around doubling my money.
Wow, so he's saying he gave her $7,000, the initial fee for each Airbnb. She promised $1,000 minimum profit per month. So he thought it was safe because at the bare minimum, he would at least make his initial investment back within 7 months. For whatever reason, he believed her and even thought he can get his money back quicker. That's why he invested in 7 more after the first one. Ended up giving Janae $56,000, thinking that he would have 8 Airbnbs.
How many did you secure?
I was able to secure about 3 properties. However, none of the properties were actually existent to in my opinion.
Romano and Wilson both say they received monthly profit and loss statements from their short-term investment properties, telling the I-Team they started noticing red flags immediately because the numbers weren't adding up.
It looked like they were copy and pasting all these documents, all these profit and loss statements, because I had 2 profit and loss statements that were just identical as if it was copy and pasted.
Look at those P&Ls. You already know you're dealing with incompetent people when you have typos on the P&L. If the letters don't add up and the numbers don't add up, then you definitely have a problem here. And then for both months, the profit was the same, $71, identical P&Ls. I bet if you pull those P&Ls from other investors, you will probably find that multiple people receive the same one.
After the first month, whenever I got the profit loss statement, I knew something was wrong.
Wilson recently started a Facebook group to connect with other victims.
I need every victim of Janae White's schemes to go ahead and email the address that I provided for the state attorney.
In 3 days, the group gained 6,000 members. 50 people now claim they also invested with Jay White and saw little to no profits. Members are also comparing profit and loss statements in the group and realizing they were promised the same Airbnb properties and have identical monthly statements.
Now I just said that. I knew it. But thankfully for the victims, they have this group so they could compare statements. And not only did they receive the same statement, but some of them had the same properties as well. Very similar to the Caesar and DJ Envy situation. You know, the one the feds are all over now. So he's saying that Janae would invest in a property and have that person invest $7,000, then would turn around and do the same thing with another investor, but not with a different property, with the same property.
I think they took the money and could care less about the information that I was receiving and what type of business that they were doing.
All 3 investors have filed complaints with the Better Business Bureau and Attorney General's office. Janae White denies the claims against her businesses, sending the I-Team a written statement that reads in part, quote, "The allegations are unfounded and simply not true. In all business ventures, there is a substantial risk of profit and loss with no guarantees."
And that's the problem with these folks. They'll tell a truth and a lie too. Like it's true in business, there is a such thing as risk. But she's not addressing how multiple investors were made to believe that they're investing in their own Airbnb and to realize another investor is also under contract with the same property. That's the part right there that's not being addressed in the statement.
Dempsey says he's in contact with more investors every day with similar stories. He plans to take Raven's case to trial.
And to have somebody sign a contract it looks like they couldn't even carry out in the first place is beyond disingenuous. It's borderline criminal.
And see that contract with her friend? She did not care if she could fulfill the contract because she already had her pay her $10,000. That was the whole game. Get as many people to pay $10,000 for mentorship to teach them about something you don't really know about yourself.
If you have a complaint against Janae White, you can file a report with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We have information on how to do that on our website. Just go to news4jax.com and look for this story under the iTeam section. Tiffany Salome, Channel 4, the local station.
Janae White made regular commercial appearances on River City Live that are available to advertisers. Once we uncovered the allegations of fraud, her future paid segments were canceled.
They're referring to her appearance on River City Live like this one here. She was able to promote herself on live TV to help her recruit more people to her businesses.
Hey, me, you ain't getting your money back.
As mentioned in my first report, over 50 complaints were filed already. If you missed that video, go ahead and watch it after this video. The link is in the description. But this is why you shouldn't automatically believe these fake social media headlines, especially on these IG blogs. They had no problem promoting Janae as a successful black woman with 8 businesses and 50 Airbnbs, really helping her push more people into these credit programs, real estate programs, and her Airbnb program. But now that it's coming out that so many people got duped to the point they're considering a class action lawsuit and they're filing all these reports with local law enforcement, these blogs are nowhere to be found. They're the ones peddling and promoting these scammers. The local news did address that they had her on there before, but they canceled future appearances and seem to be very interested in helping victims tell their stories. But these blogs promoting fake excellence, they won't say a word. They don't verify any of these claims before they post it and fool other people all the time when they should be asking for verifiable proof that you own 50 properties before they go around posting it. Talking about she owned 50 properties just to find out she was out here renting and then using other people's money to run the business. This one guy here alone was responsible for 8 out of the 52 ones that she claimed she had. And then the other guy was responsible for 3 of them. She also fooled a lot of black women by making them think that she was their friend. And it's sad that so many are falling for this, but that's just another tactic to give you access to their bank accounts. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below in the comments. Tell me what you think about this below. Special thank you to Leon. I appreciate you, Leon, for all of your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.